Oh, man, I am so wound up. The news is just so monumentally important, so incredibly important what's happening. And we do a decent job at covering the news and going over these topics, but I'm not doing a good enough job really expressing to you how genuinely convinced I am and frankly assured of the fact that we are going into the most revolutionary period of change this country and this world has ever seen on every front. A revolution of liberty, a revolution of tyranny, a revolution in dehumanization, a revolution in human empowerment. Everything is in flux. Everything is mutating and changing for good and bad. Now is the great quickening, the great change. We are now just beginning the great slide or great rise, depending on how you look at it. We are now entering the vortex. And it is so exciting, I can hardly catch my breath sometimes. But it's not even an anxiety. It is more just of a, have you ever been driving down the highway or driving through the mountains or driving through the desert and you see a sunset or you see a cloud formation or the moon or just a vista or something that takes your breath away, that makes you kind of take a deep breath in, that touches your soul? Have you ever seen a woman so beautiful, but it's not her physical look? I mean, that normally accompanies it. But her eyes, the sparkle, the window into the soul, the grace that makes your heart beat fast for a second. Just the love of the beauty and the intellect and the soul. Admiring God's handiwork, admiring the biomechanical machine. I just feel like I should have 10 minutes of silence words can't even begin to express it all. I talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. We are descending into tyranny right now, and there is no doubt they are going to launch something big, bad, and ugly with this whole flu. And very soon we're now entering into the hype. They're now beginning to beat the drum. They're now trying to create the fear. They're getting ready to roll out the vaccine. In fact, guys, I gave you that email again, the banking email, the internal email that you printed off for me yesterday, and I gave it to you and said give it to Kurt and Paul. I didn't see a story or blurb on it. I can at least hold it up on television. I'll get into that later. We'll go over it. We'll cover that. There's no doubt they're making their move. But we're making our move, and the collision between the two forces is going on every day. But we'll break down all the big news and important information and guests that are coming up on this transmission. And we're going to have wide open phones, 1-800-259-9231. Stay with us. All right, it's Friday. Got a big surprise guest coming up in the last hour today. You'll definitely want to join us for that. Bob Chapman with his weekly visit pops in the next hour. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to read the headlines from the last 3 days, most of which I didn't get to. I'll at least read the headlines. Then I'm going to take calls to the bottom of the hour and then get into more depth on what's happening in the economy, the police state, socialized health care. I mean, I've read the bill. It's the total takeover of all health care. It's not even socialized. It's the hijacking of it, just like with banking. No oversight, no liability for the government. Just it's total tyranny, every sector of the economy and life. And I have a CD-ROM copy of it. And we have physically printed out from universities the entire book. You can find Eco-Science, written by John P. Holdren, White House Science Czar, for free. But the free versions at universities, you have to print one page at a time. Try printing out over 1,000 pages, almost 1,100 by hand. We did that, and we ordered 5, 6 copies from different places. It was sold out everywhere. Like, they take your order and then later tell you it was sold out. But Tim Frugier here in the office heard me lamenting last week I couldn't get it. He bought it from a rare book dealer in England, and guess what? The actual textbook came in yesterday. I have it in my hands. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the complete and total blueprint for the world we live in and under today. And there are many battle plans. There are many white papers. There are many sub-plans. And there are many master plans. But this is a overall technical manual written in 76, clearly adopted from all of my deep research of eugenics and the architecture of the New World Order, the architecture of the planetary system, the planetary regime. I've now read, let's not exaggerate, I've scanned through probably 600 pages of it online, probably actually read 300, because each page I slowly read night after night, day after day, till it distracts from trying to finish the film, distracts from the book I'm writing, distracts from office managing and everything else I've got to do. I mean, I'm here really making excuses. I probably should have dropped everything and just even dropped making this Obama film and just started making a film on this. But I also have to continue task. A lot of people, jump from issue to issue. It is good that I always finish task I start. But I will tell you that, my wife wants me to take the kids out to a state park or something Saturday. And there's nothing I enjoy more. And I just told her I can't do it. I've got to read Eco-Science. That way they can be running around playing in front of me and I can talk to them and stuff, but I can be peering over it, making notes. And people say, well, you ought to just spend time with your family. My family has no future and your family has no future if we don't stop this. What is it people don't understand? We have hundreds of government textbooks and official UN law and official United States government policy, State Department Memorandum 200 and others, Royal Commission on Population, official British Empire policy. We have all these. And we have the Club of Rome documents and the books written by Prince Philip and Ted Turner and the Bill and Melinda Gates minutes. And we have it all. But when you know they're poisoning the water and food, and they admit they are, I had Rolling Stone, New York Times, I don't know. There was a huge bio of all these scores of major newspapers, magazines, CNN producers, correspondents, 2 filmmakers on yesterday that made Anthrax War. And there they were saying, yes, our film, race-specific bioweapons, plan to be put in the vaccines to sterilize everyone. Everybody's waking up to this. Doesn't matter what issue I cover, it's there. I'm actually digging around for their bio so I don't misquote all the places they wrote for and worked with. The point is that this is real, Jack, and we've got these people in full control right now getting ready to try to forcibly inject 195 million Americans. They admit they have the shots for that many people and are getting ready to force it. And in 1 week, it's 1 force shot. The next month, it's 3 force shots. Now it's 4 flu shots you got to take. And all the hundreds of pieces of data I put into the analysis, I'm telling you, there's soft kill in there, guaranteed. Bare minimum sterilization. They're giving people Gardasil, killing people deader than a hammer all around. This is insane. Here are their bios. Bob Cohen, filmmaker, journalist, correspondent, producer with CNN International, received top awards. I'm going to go over all those. The other fella, written for Rolling Stone, Mother Jones, Harper's, on and on and on, Top TV, Frontline, award-winning films for PBS on BCCI, And what are they making films on? Race-specific bioweapons in the vaccines, interviewing top bioweapons scientists saying, yeah, we're engineering that. And Dick Cheney writes public white papers, Rebuilding America's Defenses, September 20th, 2000, published, calling for it. I mean, I'm sorry, folks. Nothing else matters once you realize that ecoscience was adopted. Because ecoscience drew from all their other research papers and documents and plans. And there are, over 100 pages bibliography in the back. And it sources many other eugenics manuals that Aaron Dykes probably ordered 25, 30 of. There's 3 giant stacks of films and books in there, all written by these people. You just randomly open the page and it's how to sterilize the women, how to drug the water, how to chemtrail us. It's just absolute confession, signed, sealed, and delivered.